Hi friends, today I'm going to talk on Oracle Field Service Form and how it is being integrated with external application. Oracle Field Service Form is a very important configuration and it is being used to implement a number of business requirements. Most of the developers do not know its full capabilities, so I will try to cover everything related to Oracle Field Service Form in this video in detail. So watch my video till the end. Now let's go to the application. Now we are in Oracle Field Service application. This is a main menu. So I click the configuration button. Here we have to click the format plugin. Now I'm going to create a new form. So it's a label name, debrief. I'm going to create a debrief form using Oracle Field Service Form. So label name will be used by API, so it should always be unique. Here X extension of form and the form name is debrief, and display name will be debrief. We have enabled a number of languages, but right now I'm going to update only debrief. Add. I'll search my form. So form is created. Here you can see not configured. It means it has not been exposed anywhere in UI. Just click these three dots. Here it is showing edit. So if we'll edit, it will show the name and all. So we would be able to update Spanish, French, Portugal if you want to edit display name. We have modified content. It will open editor. Import content if you want to import a form from other environment to this environment. Export content if you want to export and import in some higher environment like SIT, UAT. So import and export is related to migration. Delete if you want to delete the form from the application. So here it is not configured, so it will allow to delete. But if you have configured, then it will show the number of places where it has been configured and it will not allow to delete. So you have to remove the configuration, then only you will be able to you will be able to delete it. Now I'll modify the content. Here I'm going to create a debrief form. So I'll select a section. I will name it as a debrief. Visibility is read write. This is section, so it's okay. Doesn't matter. Now inside the debrief, I will add a input box. I will name it as a labor charges. We can add the visibility, but it's by default it's a read write. We can make it read only according to our business requirement, or we can make it mandatory. So I'm going to make it required. Save. I'll preview it. So here you can see labor charge, but it is required. If I'll try to submit, it will give me the error. I'll go back. Preview button is for debugging. Now I'll add another input box. I will name it as other expenses. We can add validations. So I will add a validation. This is greater than 0. So this means its value. So value, this is a special keyword for the value of the input box. So input box value should be greater than 0. Other expense should be greater than 0. Preview. So here you can see it is saying that field is empty field is not a value is not valid, and here it is showing my custom message. So validation is working. We can add validations. Same way we can show validation in different languages. Here you can see data entry because it's a simple text. So here user can enter manually, or we can use barcode or NFC scanning. But this barcode NFC scanning will work only in mobile application. It will not work in browser application. Oracle Field Service can be a combination of HTML element. These are the HTML element. These are temporary element. It will not be saved in database. But if you want to save some value in database, then you have to select the data field. We'll see in our next example. So we have added labor charge, other expenses. Next, I will add part. This will be a barcode reader because technician would be able to scan it. Again, this is a form element. This is not a data field. Now I will add another field, input box, on the top, and I want to show the activity ID. So I'll name it as activity ID. Here I will make it read only because activity ID is read only. The default value will be activity.aid. So it will take the value from activity AID and show here. Next is location. So I will use geolocation. It will again work in mobile application only. So when we do debriefing, we have to capture the location. And another field is date field, the time and date. This is again required. It's a form element. Next, very important is signature, so that customer can sign on this date, on this location. So these elements are available in form. Now I want to add one field from data field. So I will go to data field. Let me create a property on activity level. So I'll publish this. It will save and publish. Now I'll go to configuration, properties. Here I will create a property on activity. So label again, it's for API. So type debriefing type. Debriefing type. So I'm adding a new property on activity. Its name is debriefing type. It will be enumerator. I will add simple work. You can add index, but if you will not add index, it will automatically make it 0, 1, 2. So here you can see it has automatically populated the index. But if you want to give your index value, so you have to add it. Normal, complex. So I've created a activity property with these values. Now I'll save it. I will go to form and plugin. Here I'll modify the content. Now I'll go to data field. In form, we can have both HTML element like this and data field. Combination is possible. So here I'll select XA. Debrief type. So I'll add after the activity. So this is a drop down because it's a enumerator in database on activity level. We'll go to preview. And here you can see right now it is not being populated because we are not on activity level. You would have noticed that there is no button here. So form will not have any button. You will get only two buttons, submit and dismiss. You would not be able to add any button on form. We can give any expression in these fields. We can add hidden field value as well for our manipulation. So here you can see activity ID, the default value, activity.aid. This is an expression. So we can use a complex expression, functions. Let me show you the documentation. We can use these functions to number, if, lower. So Oracle Field Service has a proper documentation on these expressions. Same way the current date time functions are there. Validation rules. So these activity related fields will always be available in form. So Oracle Field Service has given a very rich expression language. You can use any kind of expression for validations, default value. So don't forget to refer this documentation. One more important thing is like form doesn't support button. So you would not be able to go from one form to another form, or you would not be able to open plugin from the form. Once you submit this form, its data will be gone. Either it will be stored in database or it will be stored in temporary database that I will tell you later. One more thing, you can add multiple barcode. Like here you can see for parts, I have added a barcode. You can add input box. You can have multiple data entry as a barcode. That is also possible. Now I will publish this and I'm going to configure this. So I'll configure this form on activity detail page. So let me go to configuration, user type. Now we are in activity detail page. So I will select a button. Here I will select a form. Here we can pass a parameter, that is also possible. And we can use that in our form. Suppose we want to default some value on activity level. Like on activity level, I can select any custom like accept part number, and I can give its value like 8900, save. So once the form will be submitted, this value will be committed in database. So here you can see accept part number has been defaulted with 98000. When someone will open the form and submit, it will automatically populate this value in activity level, in activity database. Publish. I'll refresh and I'll go to activity. I will open an activity. So this is my debrief form. Here you can see activity ID. It means expression is working. Debrief type, that is a database field on activity level. Complex, normal. This labor charge is required, but it's a HTML element. It will not store its value in activity database. Other expense 500. Part, this is a barcode, but it will not show a barcode scanner in browser. It will show only in mobile application. Here get geolocation, this will work in mobile application only. This is showing the current date time, and here we can do the signature. I'll submit this. So these value that, I mean, debrief type only, it will be saved in database on this activity, because this is mapped to a data field. Submit. We can check our submitted data. So here there is a button form submit. The latest one is this one. So here you can see this is the value we have submitted. So I hope now this is clear. Now we'll go to integration. So once you submit the form, it will automatically create an event, and external system can read this data. Now let me show you this in event. Now I'm going to tell you how integration works. So when you submit a form, it will generate a event. External application can listen this event, and this event will give the all data to the external application. So for that we need to create a subscription using API. And it will give me a subscription ID. I will use this subscription ID to get all the events that has been generated, and we can read the data. So the most of the time external application get the data from subscription API. So let me show you in the Postman. So here I have created a subscription ID, and I'm going to read the data. So here you can see this event has been generated. The external application will use this API, OFSC core events, and will pass a subscription ID. There is another video on subscription ID. You can check in my YouTube channel. So it is showing like event type is form submitted. It is showing time, user, form, submit ID and form label, activity detail, part number that I have defaulted it on the configuration level. Debriefing type is 3, complex, activity ID, and there is a file signature, and the detail of the file, I mean signature image is on this URL. There are a number of form element, and each form element has their data. So any external application can read this data using event API. So this is how we do integration when we are sending data through the form. Now I'm in configuration page. Here workflow manager is there. So we can configure form on workflow page. This is workflow page. So here steps are there. So we can edit a step and we can select our own form. So we can use form on workflow. I will create a separate video on workflow. Now there is an API to get the detail of the form. Here you can see I can get the form detail using API. And we can copy this and we can upload it to some other environment using API. That is also possible. No need to do the import and export. Just get and then go to update form. Copy this content because we have done the get. Now go to update form, in body, paste. And here you can set the target OFSC environment. Use method put send. It will update or create in targeted environment. So no need to do import export manually. You can use get and update form API. Personally, I use get and update API to upload or update form in any other environment, targeted environment. Now I would like to tell you another scenario. Suppose I want to change the activity status, sub-status on submit form. So I'm in properties page. I will add a new property, XA sub-status. So I have created a new property, sub-status. activity sub status. In numerator, I will add like two values, open completed, add. Now I will add this to my form. So I will go to form. No, I will not add on the form. I want that when a technician submit the form, it update the sub status as completed. So what I will do, I will go to user type. Now I'm in privilege administrator user type. I'll go to screen, activity detail. Here I've already configured debrief and I pass the part number as a default value. So I'll remove this. I will add my custom activity sub status and I will make it completed. Save. So now it will set the activity sub status as completed. Publish. I'll go to this. I will go to activity. This is the activity ID. When I'll finish it, I will make it simple. Labor charge 500, other expression 500, part number something like this, signature, submit. Once I'll submit this, it will update sub status as a completed because we have passed activity sub status as complete in form parameter for privilege admin user type only. You can set different value for different user type. Submit. So here you can see the access subtype has been populated as completed. So this is how we can default any activity related field. This is very useful when we are using same form on multiple places. So we can pass some parameter so that we would be able to identify that from which place it has been submitted. So I think it's enough for Oracle Field Service form. If you have any doubt, you can comment me or ask any question. Thank you for watching the video.